Never fear of missing out by clicking that subscribe button and becoming another member of the Babylonian family. Right, pay attention. That's it, focus on me. I need your full concentration. That's right, this is the Anomaly Effigy with the tier 3 mod of Concentration Blast. Now, pay attention as we go through what makes this gun so good. But as always, first, Babylon is now partnered with Raffled Up, the one-stop shop to have the chance at scoring yourself some great tech at a low price. Raffled Up has made over 1,800 people happy with their competitions, ranging from store credit, GPUs, VR sets, and even full-on PC rigs to take your game into the next level. Keep your eye out for mega bundle competitions too for your chance to win several £1,000s worth of gear, all for less than the cost of a chippy. If you fancy your chances, make sure to use our partner code in the description below and save yourself some money while also supporting us as a channel. Best of luck and enjoy the content. Welcome back, Babylonians. My name is Songs of Rays, and that's right, we're going through another legendary guide, and unfortunately this is the last legendary guide of the weapons to actually bring to you, because that means we've been through all 46 of them, and you will have seen everything from gun gameplay to how good the guns are, to make your own basis on what you want for your builds, where to get these tier 3 mods, and obviously everything else that's in between. Now, we're going to finish with a right doozer, which is the Anomaly Effigy, which comes with the tier 3 mod of Concentration Blast, where killing shots cause enemies to explode, dealing 113,000 points of damage, multiplied by the maximum number of 6 enemies within a 5-meter radius around the original target, and this refreshes every single second. So how does this kind of work? Well, the idea is that you find a mob of enemies, mainly the small ads. You kill one, and then depending on how many other enemies are around there, so how many other comrades they had, it increases the extra damage that comes from the mod exponentially, depending on how many you've got. So if you've got another one next to them, then obviously it's 113,000. But if you've got 2, then that goes up to 226,000, and obviously etc, all the way up to 5, in which case you'll be doing over 500,000 just from this mod alone. Now if you tie that in with Fortress, then you'll be getting another 43% on top of that, so you could be rivaling, getting close to doing 1,000,000 points of damage before we factor in any other kind of build, and obviously any other kind of percentage of damage and all that kind of thing that you can do. You'll be getting close to 1,000,000 just from the mod alone, which is crazy. Let's start off by looking at those all-important stats that are on this gun, and then we can delve into what makes this gun so good. So if the 3 rolls that it always comes with is crit damage, which is a nice 30%, obviously if you get the shards and be able to get it up. Status power, which depending on your kind of build will affect whether it's actually good or not. For example, like Devastators will benefit from the additional bleed that they'll be inflicting, but Technomancers won't necessarily benefit from the additional toxic that's being done. And close range damage, which is perfect because this is a shotgun, so you do want that extra 10% bonus that's on there. Now this is a standard variant shotgun, so this comes with a clip size of 6 at standard. It has a 68 rounds per minute, which is just faster than 1 a second, so obviously there will be a couple of times maybe where you're actually firing faster than your mod will proc. The damage on an 81, basically an 82k variant, is 30,945. The reload is a 2.1 second, which is kind of slow, but obviously this is a very damaging pump action shotgun, and the crit multiplier is 125%. So normally I still wouldn't recommend Embalmer's Rage for this gun. The crit multiplier is just not there to be able to use it. So Embalmer's Rage basically is just there for the rifles of this gun, of this game. So some good news to rejoice if you're gone for a firepower build, whether you be a Technomancer, a Trickster, or a Pyromancer, and you've gone for your rounds-based skill, and you've got your armor set up to be able to consistently regen your ammo that's in your current mod. Because the tier 3 mod goes off of killing shots rather than actual like critical shots or just standard hits, you'll be reliably, as long as obviously you're meeting conditions of filling the round, this mod won't affect being able to fill that back up. Now, Storm Whip that comes equipped onto this gun as standard, that can, and obviously if Storm Whip gets the final kill and gets the killing blow, then you won't get your rounds back into your gun. But the tier 3 mod that's intrinsically for this weapon, that will not affect your rounds, and because it's a killing skill, it makes it even better, because obviously you're getting your kill, getting your rounds back, and then you're inflicting a massive amount of damage depending on how many enemies are nearby. Now there is one area that really springs to mind when this mod is mentioned to me, and that's in Chem Plant. After you've done the first section, you complete the second bit, and then the big massive door opens and you've got 3 elites staring you down, and you've got a bunch of ads that just come through that door. Now as a Technomancer, obviously I use Cold Snap and I freeze them up, and the tier 3 Borealis kind of perk to be able to inflict splash damage depending on how many people I kill when they're frozen. This could be a nice little alternative, I think, because the fact that you can increase the amount of damage you do, and they're all gathered together really close, I would be curious. I think you'd have no trouble being able to hit the maximum cap on that, and that will probably be a great place to be able to see how much damage this mod can actually do. So what I will do is, I currently don't have this mod. This gameplay was done by Danwaz. I'm going to try and keep carrying grinding for this. I'm going to take this off. I'm then going to put this onto maybe a Devastator class, where I can put Fortress and run this tier 3 mod as well, and I want to see the amount of damage that I can actually get. I want to see those damage numbers, and I do think we could be pushing anywhere of 2 mil upwards just from a single explosion. The only downside that this gun has, and the fact that the mod is just a killing mod, so obviously only when you get the killing shot, that's when it activates. You don't get any benefit towards trying to kill them in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, the gun is very strong. It does a high amount of damage, and obviously, depending on the kind of class that you're playing as, you can inflict more and more damage, especially if you're going for a firepower build. Tricksters will be able to get some high damage because obviously they specialize in close damage and they specialize in shotguns, and they have their rounds-based skill that ignores armor and increases their damage quite a bit on that. So I do feel it kind of could do with something to be able to boost it up a little bit, to be able to get that killing shot a little bit more reliably. When you go through like the lower CTs, so like CT10, where like Danwaz is doing in the background, it's not too much of a problem because obviously we're all geared up to level 14, 15, and then we're going back down to 10 just to be able to try and show off what the gun can actually do. But if you're trying to use this in a 14 or a 15 especially, you might find that the gun doesn't kill quick enough to be able to then activate its tier 3 mod. So the only other suggestion I would have, if you don't have Fortress, is maybe find some kind of tier, like some kind of mod, whether it be a tier 2 or whether it be a tier 3 of your choice, to be able to assist you in getting that killing shot. So things like Storm Whip can be pretty decent. Anything along those lines, Claymore, etc. Just something to be able to assist with getting you to that, like getting them close to be able to then inflict. Because this tier 3 mod could do a lot of damage, it's just a case of getting it to there in the first place. As always, is it the gun or is it the mod that makes this legendary? Well, I think it just goes without a shadow of a doubt that the mod is what makes this legendary. The gun itself, while looking pretty decent, it just kind of does fall into the same category as quite a few of the other legendaries, where it's just a purple that's been reskinned and comes with a tier 3 mod. That's pretty much all it is. The damage itself is stuff that we've seen on Guillotine, so it's not exactly outstanding in that kind of field. It does have high damage, but you will expect to see that of any kind of purple that's of level 50 kind of variant as well. So the tier 3 mod is definitely what makes it legendary, and if you're not planning on using shotguns, I definitely recommend you scrap it in and just you try and mess around with the tier 3 mod. Especially if you're some kind of firepower build, I think you could probably get some kind of benefit from this. Well, I am just glad to see the fact that we did not finish this series on a low note and we didn't find a gun that's absolutely trash, and the tier 3 mod isn't trash as well. We've actually found something that's pretty good, pretty useful, and we can definitely use this in most of the classes that are pretty much out there. I do think it's more geared up for a firepower build over Anomaly, but definitely play around with it, see what you can do with it, and obviously see how it kind of fits into your build. And that pretty much wraps it up. This is the last, like I said, this is the last episode in this gun guide series, so I hope you've enjoyed. If you've stuck with us throughout every single one of the 46 episodes, that's a massive thank you from me and from the team. I hope you've enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe. We will be doing that giveaway when we hit 200 subs. We will be posting that across the social medias to be able to try and get us up to there as well, and we're thinking we'll potentially be able to do some kind of like raffled up store credit to be able to encourage you to try the site out, and just to show that we're a good partner. So if you're interested, let your friends know, share us around, let's get us up to the 200 mark, and then we'll do that giveaway, and we'll make a couple of you some lucky winners. That's not the end of Babylon though. We do have some other ideas that are in the works, and you definitely keep an eye out for some more Outriders type videos. But until then, hope you keep yourself safe, I hope you keep yourself well, and as always, I'll see you on that next video.